Okay, I'm going to start sharing from my side, and apparently there's a record option from my side too, Malek. So I'm going to do this from my side as well. I'm going to share my screen, and
Manat is saying hello, sir.
hello, Manat. Hello, um, Amir, and hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me this morning. Um, all right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharif Yusuf. I am a marketing consultant. Can you see my screen first?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I am a marketing consultant, and I do marketing consulting for small businesses and professionals. I have been doing this for quite a long time now. Independently, I've been doing this for about 4 years, but before that I had a long experience in marketing for about 30 years. So you can say that marketing has been sort of my uh, you know my personality, my character, my passion. You can name it whatever you want to call it. But I'm happy to be here this morning. Thank you for the invitation, Dr. Malek, and for having me speak about big data and organizations. And I am going to turn on the slideshow right now. Just 1 second. Okay. It's very confusing to be toggling between two screens. It's always like that. Yeah, even when I'm teaching in my classes as well, it's always difficult to keep toggling between two screens.
I understand.
But anyway, again, without further ado, I'm gonna open like a discussion now. But let's make it sort of interactive. Any questions, please stop me, and we can have a little discussion about it. Um, so, what I want to speak today about is big data and how they are reshaping the future of businesses. And we all hear the term big data and the fact that organizations are just looking for information. Why is that? Because information is power. Anybody heard of this term before? Information is power. Everybody is talking about that, right? They think that having more information is just about increasing your knowledge or the company's knowledge about the markets. Because at the end of the day, all these organizations are looking for selling their product and selling their product to the right people, right? So previously, what companies used to do is that they used to rely heavily on market research. Market research, like going out and asking people questions about the product or the brand. And they used to rely heavily on that to provide them with the data that they needed about their customers and potential customers. But why did they need this information? They needed this information because companies wanted, like I said, to sell their products and to sell their products and services. So they must provide you as a consumer or as a customer with the right product at the right time. So three rights here: the right product to the right person or customer at the right time. So very important things. In order to do that, they needed to have a lot of information to be able to provide this to you. Because a lot of times you go and buy a product, and then or you start looking for a product, but there's not that product that you really want. Anybody come across this time?
Sorry, Sharif, did you flip the slide?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, just checking because I thought that you, okay. Sorry about that. Please go ahead.
No problem, no problem. So yeah, a lot of the times we try to go and purchase something either online or in the retail store before the COVID-19 era, and then you don't find what you want. So when you don't find what you want, this means that the company or the provider is not doing the right job. Why? Because they don't have your information. They don't know what you want. That's the problem. Now, gathering data and information not only came from market research, but also from other sources as well, like surveys, like sales teams. They come back from their calls and they provide their information, right, from customer service teams and so on. And they used to combine all these sets of data. People used to just sit and combine these sets of data and cross-reference the records to make sure that there was no duplication, and then they would slice and dice this information and produce reports and data sets that will help them in segmenting and properly positioning their product to their customers. But now things have been changing because of the digital evolution that's been happening for the last maybe 30 years or something. So with the digital evolution, companies started to want more data because they want to target better. They want to reach the right person or the right customer. And to be able to provide a better offering for their customers. Again, why? Because, like I said, information equals power. Information is power. So they need to have information about their target market in order to provide them with the right product. Okay, but wait a minute. What if all what I've just been speaking about, came with just a click of a button? Just one click of a button. So billions and trillions of records of people and products are being stored and manipulated every day. This big data is being used to provide customer insights for transparent and simpler products by analyzing and predicting customer behavior. So there's a lot of data. Data is derived from all types of sources, like you see here in this picture. So social networks, so financial applications, multimedia, ERP and CRM, the Internet of Things, mobile apps. Oh my God! If I start talking about mobile apps, then I mean I can't stop. The amount of data that is transferred over mobile apps, and all of us now are pretty much on their mobile devices. Like I would say maybe 10, 12 hours a day or something. How long do you spend on your phone or your iPad or your tablet per day?
5 to 6 hours.
How many?
5 to 6 hours, maybe.
5 to 6 hours. Okay. What else? How many hours? Does anybody?
10 to 11.
10 to 11.
Like whatever time we are not doing job or not sleeping, rest of the time we spend on laptop or phone.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it is becoming sort of a norm to us that we spend um, a lot of time on our mobile devices and stuff. Um, it is not like a crime, Amandeep. It is the legitimate way of getting this information. Like I said before, companies used to gather the information about the market. They used to gather it through market research and through sales teams and so on. It's the same thing at this moment. However, it is becoming more digital and utilizing more and more computers and bigger size computers and so on in order to get all this data in, analyze them, and come out with the right product for you, because you want something specific, and you need to get it because you're a customer and they have to fulfill your every desire, right? So yeah, a lot of us spend a lot of times on our mobile devices and our iPads and tablets and so on. So imagine the amount of data that is collected. How many times have you gone on your Facebook account before going on your Facebook account, you were talking to a friend about wanting to go out to a certain restaurant or something, or eating some type of food, and then once you go onto your Facebook account, you find an ad from that type of food or that type of restaurant. How many times does this happen? Just raise hands, right? These days, it's all about big data, collecting information, artificial intelligence, and so on. So what does this do? So it gives the organization that power, that extra power, produces more relevant products. Like I said, what you want, to be able to target that right market segment, and be able to also retain that customer. Because when you as a customer get a product that you really want, what is the likelihood that you will repurchase from that same vendor and produce or manufacturer again? Again, with a show of hands, how many would do that? If you get your product from, like, the exact product that you want from a certain manufacturer, what is the likelihood that you go and buy from that product once again, from that manufacturer once again? It usually does happen. Why? because they satisfied your need, they satisfied your request. So you're more likely to go and buy from the same vendor or the same provider once again. That means that they have retained you as the customer. And customer retention is one of the very important things in the field of marketing and in the field of customer service. So they need to retain you as a customer. They don't want you to go and buy from someone else. This way, they're growing their customer base, they're growing their brand, and they're growing their presence in their market. All right. So, question, and this is a question to you guys: what companies can use big data? Any idea? What
Amazon.
companies, what industries can use big data?
E-commerce.
Amazon, Google.
E-commerce,
Facebook?
yeah. Social platforms, yes. Anyone else?
Security services.
Uber.
Sorry?
Uber.
Yeah, or transportation. Okay, what else? Manat, you
Retail.
said something?
Security
Food
services.
industries.
I'm sorry. Okay, Manat, say what you said. I'm sorry again.
Security services.
Security services, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Amandeep.
Retail
Food
market.
industries.
Sorry, Amandeep, what are you saying?
Retail.
Retail, yes. Ankush.
Uh, Hospitality and
Hospitality, yes. Amer.
Food services. Food
Food
industries.
services. So what you've said right now is basically all industries, and that is correct. So all companies can basically use big data. In fact, yeah, all industries can use it. So banks, excuse me, banks, manufacturing, like you said, retail, hospitals, hospitality, education, agriculture, transportation, government, energy, you name it. I mean, there's so many industries that can make use of big data and how it is combined with artificial intelligence. But I'm gonna touch on a couple of examples here that I'll share with you. Does anybody follow sports? Anybody follow sports? We all follow sports here. Does anybody follow soccer?
Huge fan, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, huh? And
Yes.
does anybody watch the English Premier League?
Yes, Manchester United, Liverpool.
Awesome, awesome. So this is perfect. So sports it's not becoming just about the game anymore. It's not becoming about the game anymore. Did you know? Did you know that the Premier League, excuse me, the Premier League football, they set a number of cameras installed in the stadiums now to be able to track every player using pattern recognition and generating over 25 data points per player every second. Okay, so let that sink in. So 25 data points per player every second. That means 1,500 data points per minute. So in the course of a game, 90 minutes, they would produce 135,000 data points per player in the 90 minutes. What does that mean? This is information about that player, information about how he plays, how he moves, how he pivots, how he dribbles, how so much information about this particular player. And this is, we're talking about just one player here. So imagine that again, 25 data points per player per second, amounting up to 100. If they keep doing this for a whole game, that's 135,000 data points per 90 minutes for each player. Now imagine if you're talking here about, let's say, a top player like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or somebody like that. Probably they would be having more cameras on these types of players as well to be able to produce more data sets. Why do they do that? Why do they need that? Because they need to analyze how this person moves, how he works the ball, how he plays with his head, how he jumps, how he dribbles, everything about that player. They can use that in many things because, like I said, sports is not just about the game anymore. They can use that in colleges, in teaching players, in finding new ways to address these players. So again, it's all about the data here. Okay. Now, moreover, if you're an NFL follower, players have sensors installed in their shoulder pads. In their shoulder pads, there are sensors there. Why is that? Again, to gather data about their performance, to analyze their performance. Okay, so here's a nice fact for you guys. By gathering these huge amounts of data and analyzing them, now data analytics has helped Britain win a gold medal in rowing at the Rio Olympics in 2016. So they gathered a lot of information, a lot of data about how their players um, row, and not only their physical part of the game, they're also their mental and their emotional part, and so on and so forth. And they kept on analyzing these data before the Rio Olympics in 2016, and they kept on changing and educating the team with this information. And the result is that they won a gold medal in Rio in 2016 based on the information that they got from their data analytics. So as I said, sports is not just about the game anymore. Sports is about the data and collecting the information. So this is just a fun topic here, the sports. But imagine what would happen in all types of industries that you just mentioned, like retail, for example. Excuse me. Education, manufacturing, what have you. Okay, so not only collecting this data has unlocked how to also perfect your golf swing as well. There's more information about that. Collecting data has also let people understand how to perfect their golf swing. Imagine that. I'm not a huge fan of golf, but I mean this is something that I've learned. So basically, it is hard to think of any area of sports basically that is not embracing data and data analytics these days. A lot of elite sports teams go so far as to track athletes outside of the sporting environment as well. So not only on the field or on the pitch, no, outside of the sporting environment. Why do they do that? Why? Because they want to track their nutrition habits. They want to track their sleeping habits. They want to track their emotional well-being. Want to make sure that they are emotionally stable and not going through trauma and so on. So again, going back to the fact that bringing in a lot of data and analyzing it just helps the sports and the athletes as well. I'm going to go into another example now, which is about retailers. We all know these retailers here that we can see: Walmart, Costco, Loblaws, and so on. But the thing is that bringing in all this information, there also can be utilized through artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is a big field here, but in a quick nutshell, it is basically the computer's ability to mimic human thinking and logic. Okay, that's like a quick definition here. So basically, what we're doing is that we're teaching machines to understand us as humans. Okay, so there are many things that artificial intelligence can help us with. Now, imagine this scenario. One of the things that artificial intelligence can do with big data or with big data analytics is something called dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing. Any idea what dynamic pricing would be like? Give it a shot, like a shot in the dark. Anyone?
Like setting the price for the product according to others.
Okay, that's a very good definition. Anybody else? Thank you, Ankush.
By realizing how much a product is selling out.
Okay, all right. Amir?
Like how to promote particular what they are selling or their brand, like Costco, how to give the public their needs.
Yeah, okay, very close as well. Thank you all. Changing prices according to competitors' demands. Well, that's also a very close definition. Thank you as well, Hamanpreet. Now, what this is, imagine this scenario. So discounts are generally effective because they get people to buy your product, right? Okay, so if I give you a discount, you typically go and buy that product. Previously, you wouldn't have considered a certain product like that. So basically, sometimes you make a decision based on what? Based on a discount that you've seen. How many times does this happen? It happens a lot. You go, you're walking in a grocery store, you find a product that is on sale, and then so, oh, okay, so I'm gonna get that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get that product because I might not need it right now, but it's on sale and it's a very good price. So okay, so I'll take that product now. Okay, so discounts also mean that people that would have paid the higher price pay less. So basically what's happening here is that two people, one has a higher income than the other, and they both go into a grocery store and they both find the product that is on sale, but they both go and buy the product. So what's happening here is that the person with the higher income has made use of that discount, right? The bottom line is that that company is losing on its margins. It's not making as much profit margins as it would typically do. So dynamic pricing can avoid this problem. How would they do that? By targeting special offers only at those likely to need them in order to make a purchase. So they can send you offers just tailored for you because they would know information about you, about your disposable income, about your dynamics in purchasing, your demographics, your age group, your family information, and so on. So it can build a model, AI can build a model here, which traits show a customer that is likely to need an offer to convert, to buy. Okay, they anticipate, basically they just think in the future that this customer with with this information is going to like to buy this product. Okay. And therefore they send you an offer and they don't send it to somebody else whose income is higher. Okay, so what does this happen? What does this mean? It means that increasing the sales of the product without reducing the company's profit margins. You see that, how intelligent that is? So basically they're giving the offer or the discount to the people who need it, who they think can buy it, actually can buy the product. All right, very smart, right? So another way of doing that maybe is predictive customer service. This is another thing also that AI uses big data in. Predictive customer service. So one of the main things for companies is to keep their customers happy, right? This is like a big buzzword. Customer satisfaction, customers should be happy, and so on and so forth. So they need to keep their customers happy in order to not affect their bottom line, in order not to affect their market share, and so on. So what happens is that predictive analytics, which is basically bringing in data again, like we spoke, and then analyzing them. So predictive analytics can be used to work out which customers are most likely to unsubscribe from a certain service, or to leave, or to dispose of a certain product. All right, by assessing what features are most common in these customers who unsubscribe. So they gather the information about customers who are unsubscribing, and then they excuse me, they formulate a pattern, or they formulate like a certain analysis that will tell them, okay, so these types of customers, according to these sets of data, no, I'm very sorry. According to these sets of data, are likely to unsubscribe from the service, or are likely to unsubscribe from the product. Okay, so therefore it's possible to reach out to these customers before they leave or before they unsubscribe with offers, with retention programs, with loyalty programs, and so on, in order to prompt them for assistance, in order to prevent them from churning or from leaving the company. See that? So So it's a nice little connection here between the use of huge amounts of data, billions and trillions of records, and artificial intelligence, and getting them together in order to help companies reach their goal of increasing their market share and retaining their customers and so on. All right. I've been talking for a long time now, so I'm just gonna leave you with a little thought here. There was a hit single, a song that came out in 2016. It's called "Not Easy." Okay, it was released in 2016 by by Alex the Kid and Wiz Khalifa, ex-ambassadors, and Ellie King. Now this song reached #4 on the iTunes Hot Track list. Okay, what happened here is, how did this song come out? So Alex the Kid, who's a singer and a producer, used IBM's Watson. Watson is a cognitive computing platform, basically, and they used the IBM's Watson platform. Artificial intelligence searched through millions of conversations, newspaper titles, and lectures over the period of 5 years. So it kept on analyzing a period of 5 years of information. Why is that? In order to come out with the right theme for that time in 2016. So they were looking for a theme. And in order to come out with a theme, they used the data, the millions and billions of records of data, and utilized IBM's Watson in order to analyze this data and come out with a theme. Now the computer came back to them and said, okay, so the theme is heartbreak. Okay, so you need to come out with a song about heartbreak. After defining the theme, they worked it out through machine learning algorithms, and they programmed it to create music. IBM has another part which deals with musical elements. Okay, so they used that part in IBM Watson in that computer, and they came out with the actual music of the song. So not only did the computer come out with a theme for the song, no, they also came out with the melody, with the actual music of the song. Okay, so basically it gives them idea about how this song should be like. So basically we can say here that AI and big data inspired that song. Can you get that? Okay, so it's not just in sports, not just in retail, not in manufacturing, not in education. It can also go to music and art and so on. So just wanted to leave you with this, and I hope I haven't been such a bore, and I hope you liked the presentation, and I'd like to open this for questions now.